For the past year, I've been working in a detective agency. And I'd like to share a story with you of one case we had in our detective agency. Our detective agency has become one of those agencies that gets the oddest cases around. And this case that I'm going to share with you was no exception. Everything you're about to hear happened in Helsinki during the spring of 2016. It all got started when our boss sent us a weird, short clue from Jyväskylä. It had only 3 words in it. Perttel, Liljeqvist, Paavali. First, we were baffled by this message. What are we supposed to do with this information? So we had a meeting, we sat around, tried to remember anything related to these 3 words. We knew there was a church called Paavalin kirkko in Helsinki, but that was about it. Finally, one of my colleagues blurted out the obvious. Just put those 3 words to the search engine. And we did that. And the very first result, Paavalin kirkko in Helsinki, or St. Paul's Church in Helsinki. So what did we do with this information? We planned our operation. We checked the route to the church. We packed all our cool gadgets and gear and a little bit of snacks, and off we went snooping to the church. In the church, we met a helpful priest who was happy to show us around and answer all our questions. And during all that conversation and questions, we managed to find something that didn't quite seem to belong to the church. It was a tiny, old, wrinkly paper scroll that, when opened up, seemed to be a part of a bigger map. At this point, some of my colleagues just went crazy. We'd never had a case like this before. All in all, we got 3 more clues, similar kind of clues that all took us to religious sites. The second one had 2 words, Arenberg, Narinkka. Anyone guessing? This took us to the Helsinki synagogue. And the third one had even numbers in it, 1862, 1868, Kornostajev. This took us to the beautiful Uspensky Cathedral in Helsinki. From both of these places, we found another map. The 4th clue would have taken us to Jyväskylä, to Muslim prayer house. That was too far for us. So we asked our boss in Jyväskylä if she could do the snooping for us. Luckily she could, and she managed to find that 4th missing piece. When we combined those 4 pieces, we found that it formed a map of Suomenlinna, this old fortress island off the coast of Helsinki. And what's even more exciting, on the 4th map there was this big red X marked right at the Kuninkaanportti, or King's Gate there in Suomenlinna. But at this point, I'm going to let my colleagues tell you what happened next.
No, me tehtiin niinku eka se kartta. Ja sitten me mentiin niiden karttojen mukaan sinne Kuninkaanportille. Sitten sieltä Kuninkaanportilta me etittiin se, löydettiin se avain vallihaudasta.
Kuka sen löysi?
Minä.
No mistä se löytyi?
Kalliosta kiinni.
No miltä se tuntui?
Jännittävältä.
Mä muistan jonkun neidin, joka ihan tärisi. Se oli jännittävää, niin.
Joo. Mä jäin todellakin mietityttämään, että mihin se avain menee.
Eikä ikinä löydetty.
Yeah. My colleagues are a little bit younger. In fact, I have a confession to make. Those were my pupils in our preschool, where I'm a preschool teacher. And we had a detective agency called Leopardit, or Leopards. And we were 3 educators and 15 kids. We had this detective agency running throughout the school year with different kind of cases and different learning objectives. But you might still be wondering why or what happened to that key we found. To all the English speakers, we found a key, old-looking key. What happened to that key? What was it for? Well, we took it to the National Museum because it looked really old, to get it evaluated. We still haven't heard back from the museum, but I'm sure we will soon. And maybe the next year's detectives want to find out what that key opens and what else there is still to be found. So, why did I want to share this story with you? We knew that adventure is a great tool for learning. And with this exciting narrative running throughout the school year, we managed to get a lot of learning objectives fulfilled. For example, we met a lot of new letters, new numbers, and we even managed to read maps. We got to know our city better, and most importantly, we got to know ourselves better. Because we have to remember that preschool isn't just about academic skills. It's about growing. It's about learning about yourself, how to take care of yourself. Having success in an adventure like we did builds that confidence, that inner feeling that you're going to get through no matter what. And come that first school day with new teachers, new classmates, new school, new everything, and with same confidence that they faced our last case in Suomenlinna. Thank you.